Welcome back, Salty Fam. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. So today we are getting into a second lease on life for Sutton Brown.
Yeah, it's crazy seeing on this season. She's been divorced the whole time she's been on the show, but this
Yes.
season it was like a big thing of her husband had the marriage like removed from the Catholic Church, like it never even happened, kind of thing.
Yes.
And you can tell it really like even though they've been divorced for so long, it totally like rocked her.
Yeah. So it wasn't really her choice to go back to Sutton Brown. It was more forceful because her husband,
Yeah.
just stripped her of it basically. But I think Sutton Stracke probably started as a fun, charismatic girl while they were dating.
Yeah.
Then I think that, lifestyle, motherhood, expectations.
And all her trauma as a kid, and
Yes.
how her mom is, she sort of becomes like her mom, and then it's just a
Yes.
angry. You can tell it's like she's like angry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and rightfully so.
Yeah. I think after a couple years of marriage, kids, all of the life stuff that happens, I think that she did honestly probably become just like her mom.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's probably why Christian started, wanting to leave because he
Yeah.
left her, which is very interesting. Usually the women,
Yeah, usually
leave
they're
the
like the
men,
ones. Yeah,
so he left her. And I mean, it's not too far off to say, well, she is kind of like Reba, and
Oh no, it's not
Reba
far
is
off at all to
awful.
say.
And so I could see that would scare a lot of men away,
Totally, for sure.
and he probably just want to be like set free of all the like name 'em nights that they had,
Yeah.
Like just watching her loop like that was insanity.
Yeah, you can tell she probably gets like crazy when it's like real bad.
Right.
Like it's just totally
Right.
crashing out crazy kind of thing. Like,
And it makes me think, like, was she a binge drinker while married to Christian, and that led into
I'm
another
sure
reason
she
why
was on
he
the
didn't want
show,
to be with her.
I mean, they used to make jokes about her putting vodka in her coffee like a few
Yeah.
seasons ago, like,
Yeah.
so I bet she's kind of always was like that. And that's another thing with this newest season, you can tell she's like talking about is like she's really trying not to drink as much.
Right.
So, I don't think she was ever like, intervention alcoholic kind of thing, but like
Right.
would just drink every
Overconsume.
weekend and overconsume and
Yeah.
then probably get really angry and have crash outs like every weekend kind of
Right.
thing,
Because it's like everyone around her leaves her. Her mom doesn't want to even tell her she loves her. The dad shot himself when she was in her young 20s.
Which like that whole thing is so sad. Like in their family, that whole thing is
on
just
Christmas.
like, yeah, like, oh my God, that is so horrible. And just knowing that, it explains so much why she is so angry, I'm sure. And all this,
Right.
like that's just
Right.
crazy.
Then her husband leaves her. Garcelle wants nothing to do with her. Jennifer Tilly is starting to turn her tune as well.
Yeah.
Avi left her.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's
And then
every,
she eventually
Kyle
kinda
saw
drives
that.
them away,
Yeah, Kyle saw that side and was like, I don't want to deal with this.
Mhm.
Everyone has their own stuff that they're dealing with. Do they really want to deal with a friend like Sutton Stracke?
For sure,
You know?
No, it definitely seems like she's got an issue of where like people will put up with it for a little bit, but just after a while, it really is. It's just like all about her, or like,
Yeah.
and then they can't take it anymore. And yeah, we're seeing a
Yeah.
little bit of it with Jennifer Tilly now. Just like, oh, it's crazy, like, and I know it seems like it's probably is just like the snapping and like going crazy, name of moments, like you said,
Yeah.
and there's probably a lot more of them that happen like off camera
Right.
than you in the friendships than what you see in the show.
Right. And it's like honestly beyond shocking to me that her mom is a therapist.
It's one of those ones that there's so many like that. Her mom's a therapist, and you're thinking, what? This is crazy.
Like,
Candace of Potomac was the same thing. They'd fight insane, and then it's like, and your mom is giving like
Relationship
therapy advice to
advice?
people. Like,
Yeah.
this makes no sense at all.
Yeah, like Reba's cruel, cold. Her husband shot himself in the head.
She self-admitted will not tell her kids she loves them.
Yeah, shows no love and doesn't think that it should affect Sutton in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
Sorry, I had to
it's
spit that out.
like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is really weird. It's really weird that people pay her money to get advice when her life is just so out of
Like,
control.
lady, you got to take some of your own, you know?
Almost probably more out of control than a lot of these people that she sees, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean,
You
it's
know?
crazy.
I mean, for a therapist's husband to shoot his brains out, that's pretty crazy.
That is
You know?
definitely, it's crazy.
You know, like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. And then your daughter to be so emotionally handicapped at such an old age, like
You feel bad for her,
that
you know?
also is really
like,
shocking that you are a therapist.
Yeah.
You know?
And yeah, and I mean, you feel bad for us, like, especially with the Garcelle stuff. Like, you understand totally probably kind of why Garcelle did it. We all think just got fed up with Sutton, like, couldn't
Right.
take it anymore, but did totally just ghost her at the end of filming, never showed up at dinner, and then hasn't, like, won't do anything. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, so you get why she's upset, and definitely are
Right.
like, dang, man, she cut her off hard.
Right. So do we think that Sutton Stracke can transform into Sutton Brown, who I think she tries to refer to as Sutton Brown used to be this more like lively, sweet, angelic
Yeah.
person. And she wants to get back to that. She was a good friend. She was a good fun
Whether
girl to be
whether or not it's
around.
true, it's a good ideal for her to have and to try to
Right.
get back to. And I think she does need to. I mean, especially because the guy had the thing annulled from the church, like totally
Right.
removed from history, like it never even happened.
Right.
For sure, she's got to just take her old name back, like reinvent herself, come back better than ever. You know, Phoenix from the ashes.
Yeah.
Because if she kept the old name, it would just be too like. I mean,
It'd
this
be
guy's
so
made it in the
weird.
church where the church doesn't even acknowledge you were ever
Yeah.
married anymore.
Yeah.
So, like,
I
yeah.
mean, that's the biggest sign ever. You know, like he doesn't even have to tell her, hey, I want you to change your name. He is just like showing
Yeah.
her, like, I don't want anything to ever do with you again.
Yeah, you know. And
It's
so far,
crazy.
with her getting that, she hasn't had a major crash out on this season. I
Yeah.
bet one is probably coming, but it's kind of been some big things thrown at her, and she's
Right.
taken them well and is trying to, like, slow down, don't fly off the handle.
Right.
'Cause I
With
bet
the
that
obvious
was
stuff. I'm
yeah, with the
surprised she
obvious
didn't
stuff too. She
lose
has,
it.
at least not yet, you know.
Yeah.
But with that marriage thing, I bet that is super hard for her. It's like one thing for the marriage to just end, but then it's like to make it like it just never even. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
dude, like we had like kids come out of that. Like
Right.
that is kind of weird to be that extreme about
I
it, which is
know,
interesting.
Yeah.
But and then the obvious stuff too. Yeah, you know, that's one that like you
I
know there's
expected
got to
her
be more with that.
freak out about that, in which she could, you know, like the whole
Mhm.
not drinking as much is doing her really well so far.
For sure.
But it could be still like just brewing up there.
Oh, I'm
and then
sure it
eventually
is.
she's gonna like lash out.
Yeah,
You know?
no, I'm sure it definitely is because that obvious stuff. There's no way it says she wants it to be like, oh, nothing happened. It's just like any other work job. People move on or whatever. But everyone knows that like the nature of that job and the relationship they had. Like, there's no way
Yeah.
it was like a normal job. He's just moving on like that. There had to be like a big fallout
There
moment,
was,
you
yeah.
know. And
she just doesn't want to say what it was because she knows she's in the wrong because she is too
Yeah.
hard to deal with.
Mhm.
Like no one wants to deal with her long term.
Yeah. Or she's not gonna pay him what they want to do it long term,
Yeah,
you know?
maybe he would have stayed if he had like a hefty pay raise, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there is an element I think with those kind of people, like you couldn't expect them to stay forever because eventually they'll want to try to make their life like yours, and
Yeah.
if you're never gonna pay them what they need to make to sort of keep moving on in life, like they have to move on eventually. Like they
Right.
deserve to have a life too, you know, kind of
Right,
thing.
Right. They deserve to move up the ladder as well.
Yeah, like
Usually a personal
he's gonna
assistant is a
have to
stepping
retire
stone.
someday and like
Yeah.
take care of people someday. And if he just makes what you pay him right now forever, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
you
and like
know?
inflation and yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, like usually it's a stepping stone in a career.
Yeah, for
you
sure. Of
know?
like building good relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think people are definitely dying to know like what are the details of that fallout.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting as the season unfolds to see if Avi does come on or does he make any statements
Or social media posts.
online?
It seems like he hasn't done any,
Right.
which that is, props to him. He's like being a gentleman about the whole thing.
Right,
Not
because he
like,
could have come on multiple podcasts by now.
oh yeah, if
and
he was a
totally
real like,
outsed her.
yeah, like wanted to be bad about it, he could have been
Yeah.
totally going in on this as each episode dropped. This is a true, whatever, tweeting
Right.
crazy stuff. Like,
Right. But at some point, now depending on how it's all edited and framed, he might want to speak his truth,
yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
to stand up for himself and what actually happened,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, if she starts saying something crazy, that's what I think you're right, though.
Right.
I think it's something where she's obviously either in the wrong or it's just like was totally true what he was saying and why he left, that she doesn't want to bring it up at all because she
Yeah.
hasn't said anything about him or it beyond just like, oh, we just decided to part ways,
Yeah.
But I bet, yeah, if she starts kind of like slinging mud at him, then maybe he will
Right.
sort of start posting some TikToks or something.
And she probably knows that is probably going to happen if she does speak poorly about him. 'Cause
Yeah,
she's closed lips for a reason.
Yeah, he's got like the leverage, it seems, for sure. And it seems like he's like cool with it kind of just flying under the radar and being done too, as long as she plays along with it.
Right.
That's what it seems like, at
Right.
least.
One thing that does alarm me though is that she was taking advice from her mom.
Yeah,
like
which is
therapy
just like,
advice from her mom.
horrible idea.
Yeah, it's
Just
like
crazy.
Oh, I think you need like an actual
You got to take that with a grain of salt.
therapist. Like,
Yeah.
not this like retired thing going on.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's probably going to get her into some trouble.
Yeah, and like, is Sutton really actually able to change her ways? Because like, if she was, wouldn't she have changed years ago to save her marriage?
Well, maybe she, on some level, she didn't want to. She knew she was going to get super rich, like kind of thing. If she was being like a pain in the ass, kind of thing. Like, so.
And then it's like, it makes me kind of think that Christian has a new girlfriend and plans to remarry within the Catholic Church.
Oh,
Otherwise,
1,000% he does.
Why would he be doing all of this?
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel like that's what we'll be gearing up to see.
And she probably kind of knows that too. And that's why she's like, I got to get a hold of myself before, because that's going to be like a real nuclear bomb that's going to have me wanting to go name them crazy. Like,
yeah. And I mean, she definitely has to get the drinking under control, because then that will help with her like anger outbursts.
Totally. She'll probably try to crash their wedding or something,
She might. She might. And now that all of the kids are out of the house and graduated,
how many is it just the one daughter? I feel like I've seen like one scene with her daughter.
Yeah, so I believe that they have an oldest son, then a daughter, and then a youngest son. So the youngest son like just graduated out of the house, and then he does this. So it's like once the youngest hit 18, he removed her completely from the family unit.
That's what the church thing is so weird too, because they have those kids in there that is the mom of their kids for their whole kids. It's so like, and maybe it's that church he's in, it's super strict where they wouldn't even marry him to his new girl unless they did it. That whole thing is interesting, Like,
well, yeah, I think that probably is the
they're
scenario.
like we won't even let you get married in here unless you do that. So like otherwise maybe he wouldn't have done that.
Right. So that makes me think like he's gearing up to get remarried.
1,000%.
Because why else would he do that?
Yeah, like
if
it seems
super
weird.
Busy business guy, why would you?
Yeah, and you haven't done it up until this point, like whenever the dust has been settled for years and everything.
6 years, 5 or 6 years it's been going on.
I mean, she's been divorced the whole time she's been on the show. Not like, oh, it was going through when she got on. At least I don't think, but I'm pretty sure the whole time she's been divorced and like,
Oof. So let us know what you think. Is Sutton Stracke or Sutton Brown going to be emerging this season? So like and follow for more, and let us know your thoughts in the comments.